You have 24 hours just like me, just like every world leader, every dreamer, every legend who's ever changed history. So why do some people rise and others just run out of time? The truth is simple. It's not time that controls you. It's your mind. Let's talk about how to own your 24 hours with an unshakable, unstoppable, positive mind. You have a choice the moment you open your eyes. That first breath is yours, but too often people surrender it to distraction. Notifications, emails, the endless noise of the world, it all screams for your attention and most people obey. But here's the truth. Your power doesn't start when the world sees you. It starts in those quiet seconds before the world touches you. The way you start your morning dictates the trajectory of every single hour that follows. If you let chaos in first thing, you are handing the day over to forces that do not care about your dreams. To command your 24 hours, you must take ownership of those first moments. They are sacred. They are yours. The choice is yours, chaos or command. Before you even move, before your feet touch the floor, before your hand reaches for the phone, make a conscious decision. Decide who you are becoming today, not who you were yesterday, not who someone else thinks you should be. Decide for yourself. Ask yourself, who am I choosing to be today? Because every action that follows flows from that single question. It's simple, but it's profound. So many people wait for external motivation, for some cosmic push or a dramatic event to trigger action. But the most powerful people understand that motivation is fleeting, unreliable. Command is deliberate, intentional, and relentless. It begins with a decision in the quiet, unseen moments of the morning. Commanding your day doesn't mean doing everything at once. It doesn't mean racing through a checklist or forcing productivity. It means setting the tone. It means consciously designing your morning to serve your goals, your energy, your vision. Even 10 minutes of intention before the noise hits can be more transformative than hours of frantic doing. Some of the most successful people in history wake before the world stirs, not to work harder, but to work smarter. They know that their first thoughts, their first movements are the architects of their entire day. When you claim those early hours for yourself, you are telling the world, you lead. Not the inbox, not the notifications, not the endless demands. You lead. There is power in ritual. When you create a morning routine that is yours, it acts like armor. Meditation, journaling, mindful stretching, or simply a moment of stillness. These are not trivial habits. They are a declaration. I am the master of my mind. I am the architect of my day. You cannot underestimate the psychological impact of this. Your mind craves direction. Chaos leaves it exhausted and reactive. Command gives it structure and clarity. Imagine starting each day with a mind sharpened, aligned, and unshakable. Imagine walking into your hours already holding space for purpose, creativity, and calm. That is not a dream. It is a choice you can make every morning. Every morning also gives you an opportunity to set boundaries. When you rise and immediately react to external forces, you are saying yes to someone else's agenda. But when you rise with command, you are saying yes to yourself first, your priorities, your mental state, your energy. This is not selfishness, it is self-mastery. By deciding what enters your consciousness first, you create a shield against the endless pull of external chaos. You protect your focus, you protect your mindset, you protect your 24 hours. And once that first barrier is established, everything else, the calls, the emails, the challenges, comes to you on your terms. You are no longer a passenger in your life. You are the driver. Finally, command is about presence. It is about awareness of every moment, every breath, every thought. When you wake, with command, you notice the subtle things, the quiet strength in your heartbeat, the clarity of your intentions, the untapped potential of the day ahead. It is in these moments that greatness is seeded. Most people wake, stumble through the hours, and wonder why the days slip through their fingers. Commanded mornings create momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates results. And it all begins before the world even stirs. The simple act of taking ownership, deciding your tone, and consciously stepping into the day is revolutionary. It is transformative. It is your superpower. So, if you want to maintain a positive, unshakable mindset across your 24 hours, start by owning the first moments. Start with command, not chaos. Guard your mornings fiercely. Choose your mindset deliberately. Align your thoughts, your actions, and your energy before the noise arrives. Because the person who commands their day doesn't just survive, they thrive. They don't just react, they create. And when your mind starts with command, every hour that follows is charged with clarity, focus, and unstoppable power. Take the first breath. Own it. Command your day. Let the world follow your lead. Energy is your most valuable currency. Not money, not fame, not achievements. Energy. Every thought, every conversation, every interaction, every choice costs energy. And yet, most people give it away for free. They scroll endlessly through social media. They argue with people who don't matter. They stay in environments that drain them without a second thought. But here's the truth. If you don't protect your energy, your mind cannot thrive, your creativity cannot flow, and your potential cannot be realized. Energy is the fuel for your day, for your goals, for your life. Treat it with the reverence it deserves. Guard it, spend it wisely, invest it in what matters. That is the secret to maintaining a positive mind across every hour of your day. Every interaction is a choice, every conversation is a transfer of energy, and every day you have the opportunity to decide who and what deserves your focus. Toxic people, constant complainers, unnecessary negativity, these are all energy thieves. They don't care about your growth, your dreams, or your happiness, yet they tap into your life as if it's unlimited. You must learn to say no. You must learn to step away. Protecting your energy is not rude. It is self-respect. It is a declaration that your time and your mind are not for anyone else's depletion. You will not allow your inner peace to be borrowed or stolen. You are the gatekeeper of your mental and emotional state, and it is your responsibility to guard it fiercely. Not all energy drains are external. Many are internal. Overthinking, self-doubt, regret, resentment. These are silent thieves that sap your power without anyone noticing. Most people spend hours worrying about things that may never happen, replaying moments they cannot change, or letting old mistakes define their present. But a positive mind does not give permission to internal chaos. It questions the thoughts that consume it. It challenges negativity. It redirects focus to what can be built, what can be created, what can be achieved. Protecting your energy means not just controlling your environment. It means mastering your inner world. Your mind must become a sanctuary where only thoughts that elevate you are allowed to enter. The way you start your day sets the tone for the energy you will carry. If you wake up and immediately dive into chaos, distractions, or negative inputs, you are entering the world depleted. But if you wake up deliberately, guarding your morning, curating your inputs, and consciously choosing your focus, you carry strength into every interaction, every task, every decision. Reading uplifting content, listening to inspiring stories, engaging in meditation or movement, these are not luxuries. They are investments in your energy reserves. When you protect the beginning of your day, you are fortifying yourself against every drain that comes later. You are building resilience that lasts for 24 hours and beyond. Boundaries are the ultimate tool for energy protection. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it is necessary. It is telling the world, this is my space. My energy is not for your exhaustion. My time is not for your drama. Boundaries can be as simple as limiting screen time, declining unnecessary meetings, or choosing the people you surround yourself with carefully. But their impact is profound. When you create strong boundaries, you create a life that is aligned with your vision. You create a mental space where creativity, focus, and joy can thrive. You stop reacting to chaos and start responding to opportunity. Energy protection is not just about survival. It is about creating an environment where your potential can flourish. Finally, protecting your energy is about awareness and intentionality. It is about noticing what drains you and what fuels you. It is about observing the people, the habits, the thoughts, and the environments that either elevate or deplete you. Energy is not infinite, it must be spent wisely. Ask yourself, is this interaction worth my mental currency? Does this task align with my purpose? Does this thought serve my growth? When you live with this level of mindfulness, your mind becomes a fortress of positivity. You no longer react to every stimulus. You respond to what truly matters. And when your energy is protected, your 24 hours transform from ordinary to extraordinary. Every action, every thought, every choice carries power, intention, and impact. Protect your energy. Guard it fiercely. Spend it intentionally. When you do, your mind stays strong, your focus stays sharp, and your life becomes unstoppable. Your mind is the most expensive real estate you will ever own. And yet, most people treat it like a neglected backyard, littered with distractions, noise, and negativity. Just as you would never survive on junk food, you cannot survive on junk thoughts. Every word you read, every video you watch, every conversation you engage in has a direct effect on your mindset. It either nourishes your potential or depletes it. Your energy, focus, and clarity are the products of what you feed your mind consistently. Feed it poorly, and your thoughts will crumble. Feed it consciously, and your mind becomes a powerhouse that can achieve anything. This is not optional. It is essential for living a life of positivity, purpose, and relentless growth. The content you consume in the first few hours of your day sets the tone for every thought that follows. Social media, news cycles, and mindless scrolling act as silent predators, stealing your mental bandwidth and planting seeds of doubt, fear, and frustration. Most people think they can multitask their way through these inputs, but the truth is simple. Your mind absorbs everything, whether you like it or not. If you start your day consuming negativity, your mind reacts to it, and your entire 24 hours are dictated by forces outside of your control. But if you feed your mind inspiring books, empowering podcasts, and content that expands your understanding and belief in yourself, your energy aligns with growth and opportunity. You decide the quality of your day through the quality of your inputs. Feed your mind like an athlete feeds their body. Champions do not rely on random training or occasional bursts of effort. They plan, they curate, and they are consistent. Your mind works the same way. Consistent exposure to uplifting ideas, strategies, and wisdom is what builds mental strength. Reading a page a day that challenges your thinking can transform your perception of what is possible. Listening to stories of resilience and triumph rewires your subconscious to anticipate success instead of failure. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and challenge you expands your capacity to think bigger. Every positive thought, every intentional learning moment becomes fuel for your creativity, confidence, and impact. It is equally critical to recognize what to eliminate. Just as you would avoid toxic food that harms your body, you must reject mental inputs that poison your thoughts. Gossip, fear-mongering, endless complaints, these are toxic diets for the mind. They take your energy, distort your perception, and create barriers to growth. A positive mind requires vigilance, awareness, and discipline. Protect your mental intake as fiercely as you would protect your physical health. Remove what does not serve your growth, and make room for what elevates, inspires, and challenges you. What you feed consistently becomes who you are. Choose wisely. Your environment shapes your mind more than you realize. Just as a body thrives in a clean, organized space, a mind flourishes in an environment filled with inspiration, curiosity, and learning. Surround yourself with visuals, sounds, and stimuli that elevate your consciousness. Fill your home, workspace, and digital space with reminders of your goals, your values, and your potential. Music, art, nature, and affirmations all act as nourishment. The difference between a mind that drifts through the day and a mind that commands the day lies in what it consumes, intentionally, purposefully, relentlessly. Finally, feeding your mind is a lifelong practice, not a single action. It is about consistency, awareness, and alignment with your highest purpose. Each thought you entertain, each idea you explore, each lesson you internalize compounds over time. You cannot shortcut this process. A positive, empowered mind is built brick by brick, day by day, through deliberate input, reflection, and application. It is a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, and to the 24 hours you are gifted each day. Feed your mind as if your life depends on it, because it does. The world responds to your thoughts, your creativity, and the energy you carry. When you feed your mind intentionally, you unlock a life of clarity, purpose, and unstoppable positivity. Feed your mind deliberately, guard it fiercely, and nourish it relentlessly. When you do, your thoughts, actions, and life align with power, purpose, and possibility beyond measure. Too many people live their days in a constant state of pressure, as if the clock itself is an enemy. They rush, they stress, they chase, and yet they rarely arrive at anything meaningful. But pressure is a false master. True power comes from purpose. Purpose doesn't scream, it guides. Purpose doesn't demand panic, it commands clarity. Moving with purpose means understanding that every action you take has a reason, a direction, and a potential impact. It means your day is not just filled, it is meaningful. You are not reacting to time, you are orchestrating it. When you embrace purpose over pressure, your 24 hours transform from chaos into a symphony of progress. Purpose is about alignment. Every action you take must serve a larger vision, a bigger goal, or a deeper value. It's tempting to fill the day with busy work, emails, meetings, endless to-do lists, but busy does not equal productive, and productive does not equal meaningful. True progress comes when every step is intentional. When you move with purpose, you become aware of the difference between tasks that propel you forward and tasks that simply consume your time. Pressure makes you scatter. Purpose makes you precise. When your actions align with your vision, every hour becomes a building block, every minute a step toward the life you are meant to create. Moving with purpose also requires presence. So often people move so quickly that they fail to experience the moment. They are physically active but mentally absent, drifting through their day in a haze of obligation and expectation. Purpose demands awareness. It demands that you fully engage with the task at hand, that you give it your focus, your energy, your creativity. When you are present, even the smallest action carries weight. Even the simplest task becomes a chance to excel. Purpose transforms ordinary movements into extraordinary results because it infuses them with intention, energy, and vision. Pressure, on the other hand, is a thief of clarity and creativity. It forces rushed decisions, mistakes, and frustration. It amplifies anxiety and diminishes confidence. Most people equate pressure with productivity, believing that constant stress produces success. But the truth is the opposite. Moving under pressure without purpose exhausts the mind and corrodes the spirit. Purpose-driven action, however, harnesses pressure as fuel. It channels intensity into focus, stress into strategy, and urgency into action. You stop reacting to external forces and start responding to your own direction. The difference is subtle but life-changing. One approach drains you, the other empowers you. Purpose also allows you to prioritize. When your actions are aligned with your values and goals, everything that does not serve those ends falls away. You no longer waste time on distractions, trivial conflicts, or unnecessary obligations. Purpose acts as a filter. It clarifies what matters, what deserves your energy, and what can wait or be discarded. The people who move through life with purpose are not busy. They are effective. They are not frantic. They are focused. Their energy is intentional, their attention precise, their actions unstoppable, and the results, they are extraordinary because every movement is a reflection of inner clarity and unshakable direction, Finally, moving with purpose is a mindset, not a schedule. It is about knowing why you do what you do, feeling the impact of each step, and letting your vision guide your actions. It is about taking ownership of your 24 hours and refusing to let external pressure dictate your life. Every day is an opportunity to act intentionally, to progress meaningfully, and to live fully. Purpose transforms routine into ritual, action into achievement, and time into power. When you move with purpose, your mind remains positive,